Don't do this in Malaysia. Whether you're a traveler, whether you're a local, whether you're just stopping by in Malaysia, Malaysia is a beautiful country. There are a few rules. I've broken down 5 important rules for you guys to not do when you're in Malaysia. Let's get to it. So whether you're a foreigner, whether you're a traveler, whether even if you're local, someone like me, I'm half local, who's maybe not so familiar with the culture, there are a few things you guys have to watch out. Number 1, and this is psychology, don't go to Malaysia with a huge ego. Don't come to this country expecting you know everything just because you read a few history sources, just because your history teacher told you a little bit about, I don't know, Malacca or Penang. Don't come to Malaysia and expect to know everything. The locals here love it when they tell you or teach you stuff that you have never heard about. And if you're especially new to this country and you come here and you tell them, oh, I know about this and this and that and that, it's like, one, you're showing like what kind of ego you have, which is in general something that's not attractive. And number 2, it's kind of an insult towards the locals, because the locals are, I would say, quite excited, especially when they want to, share something about their own culture, and you're just, standing there like explaining as if you already knew. So don't come, and this applies in general to any places you kind of visit, is when you go to these foreign countries, don't go there with this huge ego as if you knew everything and you want to go there because you know about this and you're a huge history freak and you know the entire culture, religion, etc., etc. Don't do that. Go to a country with an open heart and be generous. Number 2, insult religious practices. So for the ones who don't know this, unless you live under a rock, but I assume you know a little bit about Malaysia, Malaysia is a huge religious hub. So there's predominantly, we have 3 types of cultures, or 3 types of races specifically, which incorporate 3 different types of religion. Of course, there are many more types of religions, but the most dominant religions are represented by the different races we have in Malaysia. And one thing you don't want to do here is literally insult the religion. For example, in Malaysia, the most dominant religion is Islam. You guys are probably aware of the of the practices and norms of Muslim people. Do not insult them. Like, quite frankly, don't eat pork in front of them. Don't, I don't know, piss in front of a mosque, or don't make fun of the religion because of some of the strict practices we do. Like, don't, like, why? Literally don't insult the religion. Very straightforward, something that you don't want to that you don't want to do. Number 3, question the law. Now, I have seen this so many times, especially with my foreign fellow students, is, for example, if you're in a roadblock or if you got stopped by the police or public authorities, etc., etc., don't question the law. Don't ask the police officer, oh, like, why is that the case? Or why am I not allowed to drive in Malaysia, for example? Or why am I not allowed to have these documents? Or, like, I see this many times with a few students. They ask the police officer, like, oh, I'm allowed to have a visa, like, how come you don't know the law? Like, why would you want to do that? Like, don't question the authority. Remember, guys, you guys are a foreigner, and it is always the locals who know more about their domestic laws than you do. So that kind of falls back to point number 1 with having a huge ego. Like, literally avoid that. The public authorities, the police, yes, I agree, some of them might not do their job properly, but that's a rare incident, and that's not always the case, right? And so, like, questioning their authority and questioning the law is something that you should really want to avoid in Malaysia. Number 3, sorry, I had to take out the list. Number 4, drink alcohol in public. Now that comes back to the religious practice, or like insulting the cultural norms. Yes, we have Indian and Chinese race who are, I would say, or have a drinking cultures, but don't drink in public. Now, I've seen a couple of people done this, and a lot of people kind of, smoothly get away with this. Not a problem at all, but, when you are in a public area, most likely you're gonna engage, or you're gonna realize that there are other families who have kids, and they might be Muslims, they might be not, but just avoid this habit of drinking in public. Like if you're a huge alcoholic, or if you want to drink alcohol, not a problem at all, but a lot of my foreign friends, they tend to do it at home, which is basically peaceful, and you basically don't hurt a lot of people, I hope. But yeah, try not to drink in public. If you want to drink at home. Last but not least, I have done this so many times, especially when I came to Malaysia, which was 4 years ago, was I like to tip the restaurant. I like to tip the waiter. I like to tip the services that I've been to. Now, depending on the culture or where you come from, I come from Germany, where the tipping culture is huge. Even in America or Great Britain or some of the European countries, Italy, etc., etc. If you come from a tipping culture and you come to Malaysia and you decide to tip the waiter, a lot of the restaurants here, they're quite, I would say, smart about this. They're quite experienced, and they know that a lot of foreigners are not aware. But here's a tip, and it will probably save you a lot of money as well. When you receive the bill, have a look at the bill. Usually there is a service charge that is included already. So with that being said, you literally don't have to tip the waiter, the restaurant, because there's a service charge already. So with that being said, these are the top 5 ways, very simple, very straightforward, of the things that you should do in Malaysia.